Welcome to the fish tank.
Hey everybody, Fishman here, and welcome to another video. I'm kind of between projects at the moment. We just finished up with the rolling drum filter build, and I think that turned out really nice. And we'll see how that goes as time progresses, and we'll see if it can get around some of the hiccups from the commercial ones that existed a while back, but we'll see how that goes. So I don't have any real new material for you. I have stuff I'm going to be working on this weekend, and there's some stuff as this video progresses, I want your input on. But for the moment, I wanted to show you this. This is the drop-off river tank build I had done a couple of years ago. And it kind of illustrates one of the downsides of doing maintenance and building interesting things for other people. And that is, they don't always last. Clients retire, clients move, clients go to business. Sometimes they just don't have the funds anymore to keep something going. In this particular case, the client is actually doing really well, but unfortunately too well, I guess, from my perspective, because they're moving to a much larger building, and one, unfortunately, that's controlled by other people. They don't own the building, and they have to follow the rules and regulations of the maintenance company that takes care of it. And one of their hard and fast rules is no water features. So no aquariums are allowed, not even little desktop tanks, which I thought was like a little excessive. So this has to come apart. Now, as you can see, I've already drained it and cleaned it up. It just needs now to be dismantled. And you can already see there's patches on the wall for where the drywall is being done. There's new clients coming in here, and this has to be gotten out of here. Now the stand itself comes apart quite easily. It's just bolted together, and then I just pry off the plates, and that's quite simple. The filtration system is just as simple. I just undo the pump and then undo the fittings. There's one pipe I'm going to have to cut, but that's not a big deal. It just needs to be trimmed, and then they put another coupling on it, and it's good to go. When I originally designed this tank, I had designed it so that it could come apart, and that is the center section. I had originally set it up so when it was silicone together, it was sitting on a bracket, and that bracket kept the two plates sufficiently apart that I could fit a razor blade in between the two. But silicone is really good at its job, and this was actually really difficult to get apart. It took a couple hours, but that's not really a big deal. Anyway, as this video goes on and I stop looping this one particular shot, you'll see as it comes apart, it's just a matter of getting all the pieces into a format where I can transport with ease. And then, unfortunately, because there's really nowhere for this to go, I mean, it is a unique kind of piece, I can probably just store it at my shop. It'll stay there probably forever. Eventually, if I just get tired of looking at it or I need the space, I'll end up having to just get rid of it. The tanks themselves are the ones that take up the most space. The filter, obviously, I can just cut and remove the material and just recycle the plastic. The glass itself is, like I said, the part that takes up the most room. Once all the pieces of aluminum come apart, they actually are quite easy to store. Again, though, there's not really much call for that sort of size, so I'm not sure what's going to happen with this thing. So anyway, there's a couple things I want to talk to you guys about. A couple of new projects. One of them is I've had a lot of requests over the last little while, and I think it might make an interesting viewer input build, so let me know what you think. People have been wanting me to put together some form of fluidized bed filter. So that would be either like K1 or some sort of suspended sand filter or some other form material. Definitely leave comments below if that's something you're interested in, or if you have actually your own ideas on what you would like to see. It doesn't have to be a filter. It can be something else. And actually also, one other thing I'm thinking about doing, and this could actually also be part of a viewer input build, but I'm not sure that it's going to be something that will fit into that kind of framework. But as I was taking this apart, I really like river tanks, and it was really actually bugging me to have to take this one apart. And I was thinking what I would do is I want to make an actual river tank, and that would be, I think, about 8 feet, but not an aquarium like this one where it just has like 3 sections. I really want it to actually be where there's like a babbling brook kind of approach, where there's going to be a back bank where it's going to have plants growing, moss and wood and all that sort of stuff, and then there's going to be rock features, and water has to, you know, go over it like a babbling brook, and then there's going to be a lot of current. This had 1,800 gallons of water going through it. I don't think that's enough. I was thinking more along the lines of about 3,000 gallons of water an hour, and I want it to, like I said, have sections. There'd be little pools and all sorts of stuff. If you have ideas for something like that, definitely leave comments below. I'd be really interested in hearing from them. The other thing I want to do, normally I would build something like this out of glass. Acrylic has always had issues with like larger builds like this because it has more of a tendency than glass to shrink and contract with changes in temperature, and its joints are not as resilient to that sort of thing. But I actually want to give this a try out of acrylic. It's going to have some features I think that will take care of, or at least mitigate a little bit, those sorts of issues. And as it progresses, I'm definitely going to get your input on it because it'd be kind of cool to see what you guys think. The other thing I want to do in the near future is I want to show you guys kind of the culmination, I think, of planter algae filters. I've actually got some updates coming for the last algae filter, the one that went on a large marine aquarium of mine. And I'm going to have an update on that, probably just as a part of a video, because it's just, again, it's just an update. I won't really spoil what happened or anything, but anyway, it works fine. But anyway, I want to see what you guys think of that as well. But this is something that I've been working on or thinking about because of all the ones I've done up till now. Planter filters, like, I build them for clients, so they have to have certain visual, you know, niceness about them. I don't know, some sort of attractiveness. And I find pothos filters, I've built some good ones that work really well, but I end up with a lot of roots dangling down, and I've had clients, they don't really care for that look. Some people like it, some people don't. That's fine, but I think I've come up with a way of getting around that. There is another update or two that is going to be involved in this as well, and then you get more of a picture, I think, of what I'm trying to get at. And in the end, I think it's, we'll see what you think. It's not going to be a viewer input build, but it's going to be something I think you guys might be interested in. So as we get to that, we'll figure it out. So that's pretty much all there is for the upcoming news for what I have planned for the channel the next little while. Again, always let me know what you think below. That would be much appreciated. There's actually one other thing I'm going to be doing, but that's just I need to build a new workstation. That table I've been doing all my work on for the last forever, it just takes up too much room. And now that I've put together the recycled rack, and with the new rack as well, and I'm actually going to be moving the old rack to a different wall, it's just in the way all the time, and I find I have to move it back and forth. So I'm going to put together something that will actually store a bunch of stuff and be movable, and I will obviously put a video up about it, but I know most of you guys aren't really interested in that kind of thing. But that's pretty much it. What I'm going to do now is I think we should get to stop looping this thing and get to the actual teardown for it. As I said earlier, this tank is designed to come apart. I just don't like doing it. I've never liked dismantling and moving tanks. It's just something it just bugs me. So this is just going to be a progression now of removing the fittings, removing the pieces of glass, getting that center tank out of the way, and then the rest of it's straightforward from there, just unbolting everything and packing it up for storage. So I'm sorry that this video is mostly just me rambling on, talking about future projects. Like I said, there wasn't enough time between Wednesday and Friday to put together a new build for today. But next week we'll definitely get onto that sort of stuff, and let me know what you think. And if you like this style of video, please like and or subscribe, and leave lots of comments and let me know what you think. This is kind of funny. I was just draining the last bit of water to just lighten that thing up. Anyway, it came apart, and it's now in storage, and that's the end of a really cool tank, unfortunately. So anyway, thank you very much for watching. I will see you in the next video, and bye for now.